and welcome back. My name is Andreas Chatt, your tech-curious web designer. In this video, we will finish the post-CRUD implementation. So CRUD stands for Create, Read, Update and Delete. We have already built the create functionality in our last video. Now let's add the rest. So let's start with creating our post-delete function. So let's go to the views.py file in the post folder, and there we have it. And we write a function with def post underscore delete underscore view. We need to add here the request parameter colon, and first let's just display this page. So return, and now we render our template. So render again the request object, and now we add the template. We have not created this template yet, but it will live in our templates folder, and there in the post folder, a underscore posts slash, and we name it post underscore delete.html. Save. Now let's create this file. So copy the name, go to our templates folder, here in posts, add a new file, copy, and there we go. That's our new file. We add the HTML markup, which extends from the P layout, and there we have our content block. And now let's add some code I prepared on my GitHub repository. So let's go there now. So it's github.com/ndchat/awesome. And there we have the post delete link here. And here we have the code, just copy the code. Back to our file. And we add it in here. Save the file. Next, let's add the path. So in our core folder, urls.py, so comma here, very important. And that's our URL. So post/delete/, it takes our function here, and the name is post-delete. So let's add this URL now in our template. So save, we go to home.html, and we find the delete link here. It is here. And we add here the code for our link. So it's curly brackets and %sign, the URL tag, and this is the name, post-delete. Save this file and let's check it out. Refresh the page. So if we click the delete link here, we go to our post-delete page. Great. We're using a dummy post here. Let's change this so it displays the right post. So back to views.py. And how do we get the right data from the database? So we have to give the database the right ID number of the post. So we write post equals, we go to the post table, objects, and then get me the right post with the ID. Now we have to tell this function what the ID is. We have to add here a parameter, and the parameter is pk. This stands for primary key. In our model, the primary key is the ID. So we can say here ID equals pk. So this primary key will be sent to the function when the user clicks the post delete link. We will see that in a second. So once we have the post, we have to send it to the template. So comma here, in curly brackets, the key in our template is post, colon, post. And this is the data we're sending through, which corresponds to this element here. So we save the file. And let's go to our template. So this page is using the article element as well. the same we are using in the home.html. So in order for us to use this element in more places, let's take it out from the template and create a standalone module, which we then can include in more places. So let's go to the home.html. We grab the article here, so copy, and we create a new file in the apost folder, and we call it post.html. We paste the code in here, save. In our home.html, we can delete this code here and add this include line. The same goes for the post delete page. So we delete the article code here and add the include code. Refresh the page. Everything is still here. Let's click the delete button. But here we get an error message because as it says here, our function requires a positional argument. It's expecting a primary key, but we don't send the primary key through yet. So let's add this now. So back to the post.html file. And here we have to add the post ID as well. So post.id. So let's save this file. We go to our path. And we add the ID number to our URL with the lesser and greater sign. So like that. And slash. This is how you send data through the backend using the URL, which is a get method. So save this. So in our views.py file, we catch now this ID number here. And we say here, this PK, this primary key is our ID of the post. Let's go back to the home, refresh, click the delete link, and here we go. It's displaying now the correct post. So now let's add the delete button. So at the moment when you click on it, you get a forbidden page and it says the CSRF token is required. And this CSRF token is always required when we have a post form. Let's add this token now. So in our post delete template, we can see here a post form is already included here and it has the method of post. And let's add now this CSRF token. There we go. And let's also add the HTTP referral link. So this is the go back link, and save the file. Back to the browser. Okay, so by clicking now, we're sending a post request to the backend. And this post request in this case has no data, but it is a very sensitive action. That's why we're using the post method, as it is using the form on the page rather than the browser URL address. So let's add now the delete post functionality in our views.py file. So here we can write now if request.method equals post. So if the request coming in is a post method, we simply can write post.delete. That will delete the post. It is as simple as that. And once the post is deleted, we would like to redirect the user to the home page. So return redirect to home. Save. And let's check it out. So let's go to the home. Let's delete our first post, the test post. This one here, delete. Are you sure you want to delete this post? Yes, confirm. We are back on the home page and the post is gone. Great. What would be good now for the user to know is if when he clicks the button he gets a feedback, so a message, and this is something already implemented in Django. We just have to add it to our code. So let's do that now. So we need a little bit of a HTML markup to display messages on the page. So let's create a file in our templates. So let's go to includes, and here we add a file messages.html. In my GitHub I have code for this as well. Messages here, copy and paste. So this code has a little bit of Alpine.js in it, so it fades in and fades out. But other than that, it's just displaying the message here. So let's see it in action. Let's save this file and let's include it in our base.html file. And we add it right at the top here. All right. Save. And in our view, we add this line here. So messages.success request, comma, post deleted. So it's using the messages package. We have to import that. So let's add it at the top. So from Django contrib, import messages. And this messages has a few properties. So one property is success. So we're saying here, after we delete the post, we show a success message. It takes in the request object here, and this is the message we would like to display. So post deleted. Okay, let's check it out. Refresh the page. Let's delete the lazy dog post. Confirm. And we can see here this message box up here at the top. It slides in and it fades out as well. Nice, now the user gets a really nice feedback when he deletes a post. So next up, let's edit a post. So again, let's create a new view for that. def post edit view, takes in the request and also the PK, the primary key. Now let's get the post. Post equals post.objects.get id equals PK. Return. Now we render the page. Render request. And we create this template in the a_post folder, and we name it post_edit.html. And now we send the post data through in curly brackets, post column post. Let's create this post edit page. Let's add a markup. Now let's grab the code from the GitHub repository. We have here post edit, copy and insert. Now we can insert here also the correct variables. So that's the name of the post. So in curly brackets, post.title. Here we have the image. So post.image, and here the body, post.body. So save this file. Let's add the path. So we go to urls.py file, again comma, This is the URL here. It again takes the primary key, our edit function, and the name is post-edit. So let's add this URL now in our template. Save this file and go to our post.html. Here we have the edit link. We can copy this code here, paste it in here, and here we change delete to edit. Save, and let's check it out. Back to the browser, home, refresh. So let's click the edit button. And here it is. We have the edit post with the correct image, the title, and also the caption. So in order for us to actually edit this caption, let's create a new form now. Let's go back to the views.py file. And we could add again our form in here, like we have done here. But this can become quite messy, and we are really mixing here functions with classes. So it's a much better way to create a separate file for all our forms. So let's do that now. In our posts folder, let's create a new file called forms.py. And let's collect all our forms in here. So let's cut this code from here and paste it in here. Now we need to import a few packages. So model form. So these two lines here, we can cut from here. We add it on top, like that. Also we need the post model. This line here. Copy this one. Now we have everything in place. Save this file. But in our views now we have to import the form. So let's add from.forms import everything and save. Now our post create form is imported here. So let's create our new form for the post edit. So class post edit form, takes in the model form again, colon, and we add here the class meta. We're accessing here the post model. The fields we would like to edit is just the body field. I say here I don't want to have any labels, so an empty string. And I included again the widget which just says I want to have 3 rows, my custom font, and a bigger font size. So save, we created our form now, let's include it in our function. So here we add form equals our just created class, so post, there we have it, post edit form. And in parentheses we write instance equals post. So we are creating here a form object which is pre-filled with data from our post. This is what this instance equals post does. So great, now let's send the form to the template as well. We could add it here, but this could become quite messy, quite long. So another way to do that is we create a context variable, context equals, and here we add all the elements we would like to send through. So in curly brackets, one is the post, comma, and now let's add the form as well. Form, colon, form. Nice, and here we add the context now. In our post edit page, let's add this form now. We delete this code and add our form variable here, form, and we have also to add our CSRF token. Great, save the file. Great, the page still looks the same, but we're using now a Django form. Now let's add the edit functionality. So we can add here if request.method equals post. So we copy this form here. But here we add now the data we are getting from the front end. So we write request.post, and then we say if form.isValid form.save. Easy peasy. Now let's display also a message to the user that everything was successful. So messages.success in parentheses request, and then the message post updated, and then we return the user to the home again. So redirect home. So let's check it out now. Refresh the page. So let's say Winter Wonderland. Submit. Post updated. Let's see. Winter Wonderland. There we go. So we added now the delete and the edit operation. The last missing is the read operation, which displays the post on its own page. So when I click on the image, I would like to go to the post page itself. So let's add this view now. Post page view request, and it takes in the primary key. Post equals post.objects.get id equals bk. And now let's display the page. Return. We render a page. Request. Again, we create our template in a post slash post page.html. Let's send the post data through. Post colon post. Save. Let's copy the name. Let's add a new file. There we go. Let's add the markup. Here I'm using the a.html layout again because I would like to display the hero and the sidebar. Let's grab the code from the GitHub repository. There we have the post page. Copy and paste. Here again we're using the article element. Let's delete this one and let's add the post module. Save. Let's add the path, comma. So we're using here post slash the ID number of the post, our function, and the name of post. Save. So in our post.html, we add the link one time to our image here. So here we add the URL in the href. And we also add it to this a tag here. So if the user clicks on the comments link, it will go to this page as well. So let's paste it in here as well. Save. Refresh the page. So we click on the image. And we are now on the post page. Nice. Alright, now we included all the 4 operations. One last thing I would like to implement now is a 404 page. So if a page is not found. So that could happen if the URL is not correct. So let's change here a number. So the post with this ID number does not exist. So we get this error message. But what we would like to display here is a 404 page. And for that, let's add a Django built-in method. So let's go to our views.py file. So instead of using the get method, because this can result in an error if the ID is not found, we rewrite it post equals, and now we use the Django function get underscore object underscore or underscore 44, and is using the post model and ID equals pk. So those two lines are doing the same thing, but here this method will try to get the post from the database, but if it can't find the post, it will display a 44 page. Let's import this function now. So this is again from Django shortcuts. Let's add get object or 44. Save. So we can get rid of this line here. We copy this one and we also change it at our post delete view and also post edit view. So whenever we request a post now from the database and it can't find the post, instead of displaying an error message on the page, it will display a 44 page. Let's see that now. So refresh and we can see page not found. Now this is a Django 44 page. Let's add our own 44 page. So in templates, let's add 44.html file. So this sits right next to the page.html. And we add here the markup. I'm choosing here the B layout. Let's add a little bit of code in our content block here. I have here 44 page as well. Let's copy the code and add it here. Obviously you can design this 44 page as crazy as you like, but it's just a very simple example. So let's save this file and let's have a look now in the browser. Refresh and we can see nothing changed, and this is because the 44 page does not work when Django is in the debug mode. So the debug mode is great when you're developing your website because it shows the errors, but in production you will turn it off. So let's do that now so we can see the 44 page in action. So let's go to our settings file. And here we can see debug equals to true. Let's set this to false. And we also have to assign something to the allowed host variable. So these are domains which we give access to our application. This is another security implementation in Django. So for testing, let's just allow every host. So we add the asterisk in quotes. So save. And now if you refresh the page, you see the 44 page. Not the best looking one, but it does the job. Let's change the debug mode back to true. Save. Great, and now our errors are shown again. Okay, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. In the next video we will add text to the post and create category pages. I will see you there.